Hello and welcome back to the 80s Toy Museum, taking a look at a modern update of a vintage toy. I don't know if he's watching, but if he is, thanks again, Peter. Good dude from K-Dub named Peter hooked me up with this one not long ago. Incredible deal on it. It is Mongor. A really zany Thundercats character. Didn't appear in very many episodes. Might have just been the one episode, actually. But he is one of the harder to find original LJN Thundercats figures. And Super 7 has just updated him. Available at Big Bad Toy Store. Check out the link in the video description and the first pinned comment as well. And there is some art, as always, on the back with a little bit of a bio. A while ago I did a review on the Super 7 Captain Cracker, which is another hard to find pricey figure, and I wanted to see how it fit in with the vintage Thundercats figures as a consolation. I ended up getting a vintage Captain Cracker as well, also from Peter. Thank you for hooking me up with that one as well. No sword, which makes it cheaper. Always buy missing parts. Buy incomplete, drives the price down. And since that Super 7 Captain Cracker came with different versions of the parrot, gave the extra one to the vintage Captain Cracker since the vintage one didn't come with a parrot. So for everyone that's not fortunate enough to have an original Mongor, let's take a look and see how the Super 7 Mongor fits in with your vintage Thundercats collection. I like the character for how goofy he is, the way he talks. Look up the episode or a clip of him. I just love how he baws while he's talking. The scythe looks amazing, and this fire effect on it. I'll get to that in a minute. Let's just do a side-by-side with the vintage Mongor. Vintage LJNs didn't have ultra detail. They were more cartoon looking than super detailed. But the vintage one has like a furry design on the legs, on the back, and on the head. The Super 7 definitely carries that over. Really detailed looking fur. The color is different. It's more of a bluish purple on the original one, and it's more of like a light purple, lavender. It's got the power of the lavender with some dry brushing. Looks like some lighter color, white on the top. This is a really spectacular paint job on this guy. So the snarf I just looked at, $55 for that snarf. It's a bit of a head scratcher. It seems a little more like he is that much just because he's Snarf, or the Snarf. And we've been waiting a long time for that character, and it's... what are you going to do? He's an important piece, and they can charge whatever they want for him. Mongor, on the other hand, not as well known a character, maybe not as many people looking to get one of these. So they seem to have really gone all out with this guy in order to move more units. Looks like I got lucky again with the head sculpt. Doesn't look like there's any bad paint job on the eyes or on the teeth. Whew. That looks spectacular. Wow. Really beautiful sculpting here. I have a feeling some people would really get a kick out of this, even if they didn't like Thundercats or are familiar with the character. Maybe Mythic Legions fans. This guy looks spectacular. Love the paint job on the body as well. It's really incredible. Moving him around in order to hold the scythe, he feels like a really solid build. Wasn't floppy or gummy. Look at that. Great tilt on the feet. There's no weak ankles. Not bad at all. Typical limited articulation as with all Ultimates figures, but whoa. That is not limited. at all. Do a bit of the Shawn Michaels pose there. I wasn't expecting much from this figure just because he's such an obscure character, but it seems as though quite a lot of time and thought and cost has been put into this one. Really, really nice. Head range is nil because of all the hair. He's got this hair flowing on the back. He's got the big long beard. He does actually come with an alternate head. It's a screaming head with no pupils or lines drawn on the face. I think I'm just going to stick to the vintage style head, but it's like another perfect paint job on this one. Got really lucky, 2 for 2. All the Snarf heads were great, and the Mongor head was great. Some great range in the arms. You can actually get him to get the scythe over his head. His horns are getting in his own way, but you can actually get the arms up overhead and have him in an attack position. I want to move that head just a little bit, but it won't go because of the beard in the way and the hair. And since he's so big, he doesn't come with as many accessories as Snarf did. He comes with 4 extra hands. One's a pointing hand, got a fist, and just kind of opened, reaching hands, and 2 little pieces of lightning. And they look like they're made of glow-in-the-dark plastic, but they don't glow. It looks like there is a proper way to fit it onto there. They're different, so you take the one with a little hook on it, put it at the base of the horn, and then feed the horn through the hole. And then you got that in there nice and secure. And then the second one can wrap around the horn. And that doesn't seem to lock in. Oh yeah, it does lock in. Just move it down a little bit, and he's got this nice lightning effect on his horns. That is a really intimidating looking goat. The fire, I believe, is removable, and it's great that it just comes off easily. It could be very frustrating, fragile, but it's nice and bendy. You just feed the scythe into the front part, slide it down, and then the fire, like the horn lightning, will just wrap around the scythe. That's such a beautiful effect. I don't think I would display it without the fire. Wow. It's really impressive. I'm going to try one of the other alternate hands, although I like the look of two-handing the scythe. Let's see if I need to warm the joints up or if I can just pull them off. Oh, yeah, that came off easy. Bang my camera. There he is with the pointing finger. The only problem with the pointing finger is if you have him pointing off to the side, his head won't move, or it takes a lot of effort. Yeah, the lack of range in the head kind of makes the pointing finger more limited. It's a nice look too, but I prefer the two-handed grip on the scythe. The Snarf figure is fine. It looks like Snarf. It looks like a cartoon character in figure form. This, even though it's based on a cartoon character, it really is leaning more towards those 2000X Four Horsemen designed figures for Masters of the Universe. Really, really nice detail. It's basically a posable staction figure, like the ones NECA used to put out. So it looks great in the light, and I have a feeling this guy's going to look really spectacular in stark lighting, so I'm going to kill some of my room lights and show you what he looks like in the shadows. And I have a feeling he's going to look amazing lit just from underneath. Wow. beautiful. That scythe flame lights up beautifully. Even though they don't glow in the dark, these horn lightning effect pieces look beautiful. I think if they did glow in the dark, they'd look a little more green in dark lighting like this. But they are looking white at the moment, well, except for that one little part right there. It's kind of a bluish light hitting it. Beautiful. I was not expecting this at all from this figure. This was just kind of going to be a background figure on my Super 7 Thundercats shelf. And cool character. I like the character, but this figure is just toy artistry. And a shot of him lit from above. This is definitely a figure meant for stark lighting. That is spectacular. Wow. Yep, that's a little sculpture right there. Not really a toy. Really a piece of art. That scythe fire is just spectacular when you throw some light on it. Incredible. That's one of the biggest surprises I've seen of any Super 7 Ultimates figure. And a size comparison with some of the other Super 7 baddies, he's quite a bit taller than Slythe. Monkian is a typically sized Super 7 figure. He's way bigger than him. He is actually taller than Mumra. We have a living mummy. Thanks to his horns, especially if you got the lightning on there. They seem like they're about the same mass, equally muscular, but I'm really surprised that Mongor ended up being just ever so slightly taller than the main giant baddie of the line. And the other characters, while they do have a lot of detail, they seem to lean a little more towards cartoon looking, whereas Mongor, while he does have a little bit of cartoon element in his face, seems to lean a little more towards like those super detailed, realistic looking figures. The hair sculpted texture on the skin, all the extra detailing and paint on legs. Just goes to show you, low expectations pay off sometimes. I was not expecting anything from this figure, and to me, he's the most impressive villain figure that I have so far. Whereas I had such high hopes for that Mandora figure, and we got what we got with Mandora. But there you go, that's Super 7's Ultimate Mongor, and definitely is the ultimate Mongor figure. It might only be the second Mongor figure ever made, but what a follow-up. Unlike the Super 7 Captain Cracker, though, not as compatible with your vintage LJN Thundercats collection. He's just, first of all, way too big. He towers over the original Mumra, who I've got right in behind there. And he's just way too detailed. The old LJN stuff is just very cartoony looking. And you've got this super detailed, ferocious, nasty looking monster. It doesn't go, in my opinion, but he'll look just fine with the other Thundercats Ultimates figures. Hope this review helps. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Nerdmas Day.